28-year-old Neftali Lopez is behind bars for abusing his partner and a 1-year-old son. On Tuesday, the 12th of September, the baby was brought to Palm West Hospital in Florida with a fever, unable to lift his arm and crying uncontrollably. Hospital staff found the child had a fractured collarbone and bruising to his neck and cheeks. The boy's mother told detectives that Neftali frequently hurt her infant son. She said that for the past 2 months he had been beating her as well. She said that she was afraid to report it, and that Neftali told her that she was a failure as a parent and he was trying to show how to be effective. While questioned, Neftali admitted to detectives to grabbing the 1-year-old by the arm, throwing the child onto the bed, squeezing his cheeks and biting him. He also claimed that the boy's mother was a horrible failure. It's unclear if Neftali and the mother are married, or if Neftali is the father of the child. At 4 a.m. on Wednesday the 13th of September, Neftali was arrested and charged with aggravated child abuse and domestic battery. He's held at the Palm Beach County Jail with bond set at $78,000. The investigation into the matter continues. A 30-year-old man is behind bars for fatally shooting a 43-year-old man. At 2:13 a.m. on Saturday the 16th of September, authorities responded to Lakeshore Estates mobile home park in Goshen, Ohio on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, they found a man deceased with gunshot wounds. The victim was identified as Eli Wolf of Goshen. Upon further investigation, authorities identified Brian Cancel of Blanchester as a suspect. Police located him a short time later near Angelo's Pizza, which is less than a quarter of a mile away from the shooting scene. While attempting to arrest Brian, he resisted and officers tased him before taking him into custody. Brian is charged with murder and is held at the Clermont County Jail. The motive of the attack is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. A couple faced multiple charges after a 15-year-old girl who's deaf and mute showed up to school wearing dirty clothes with cockroaches in a backpack. On Tuesday the 12th of September, authorities went to the girl's home at 2923 Clovis Drive in Deltona, Florida, to investigate after being alerted by school staff. Authorities said that the residence was home to 37-year-old Samantha Acker and 36-year-old Christopher Rounds, and their 4 children aged 16, 15, 10 and 8. When deputies arrived, they detected a foul odour emanating from the premises, which was in deplorable condition. The interior was heavily infested with cockroaches and various other insects, and the walls and ceilings were covered in mould. The house was littered with decaying food, soiled clothing, trash and dirty dishes. The sheets on the children's beds were filthy with crawling bugs, and the doorways to their rooms were obstructed by piles of garbage. There were multiple animals in the house, including 2 large dogs, and feces was present on parts of the floor and carpet. The home's air conditioning was not working, despite the temperature in the house being constantly close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or above 30 degrees Celsius. No one in the household knew sign language, or could competently communicate with a 15-year-old girl who had been deaf and mute since birth. When speaking with authorities, Samantha said the condition of the house was a mess but not that bad, and blamed her children for never helping clean the residence. Deputies initially tried speaking with Christopher, when he became verbally confrontational and agitated by their presence. Christopher eventually told deputies that he blamed the home's deplorable state on financial issues. The couple were arrested and charged with 4 counts of neglect of a child, and Christopher was additionally charged with 1 count of resisting an officer without violence. They were held at the Volusia County Jail but were quickly released. All 4 children were relocated to live with temporary guardians. Deputies noted that none of the kids showed any signs of being physically abused. Police later learnt that the Department of Children and Families had previously been called to the same address on concerns that Samantha and Christopher were providing unsuitable living conditions after one of the children was reported as having chronic head lice. The investigation into the matter continues. A homicide investigation is underway after a 39-year-old woman was fatally shot. At around 10:30 p.m. on Friday the 15th of September, authorities responded to the 2000 block of South Harvard Avenue in Independence, Missouri and report of a person laying on the ground and not moving. When officers arrived, they located a woman at the front of a residence with a gunshot wound. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim's been identified as Jennifer Scott of Independence. No arrests have been made to date, and the motive of the attack is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues.